Hi, I am Kay. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I try to encourage other moms in their homeschooling journey. I don't think I've done a real curriculum review before, so this is going to be my first. It is the Good and the Beautiful reading program. So we use the Good and the Beautiful from preschool, pre-K, K, first and second. And we did the reading program the entire time. And it looks like this. So you get these reading booster cards. That's what they're called. It's really a spiral book. A and B. And I got C digitally for free. So that's the first thing to say about the Good and the Beautiful reading program. It can be totally free. All of their language arts materials and their math, I think through 6th grade, is free as a digital download on their website. So you could get it for free, and that's amazing. I know that would really benefit a lot of homeschool families. If you're looking for one, it's free. That's it. But the first 2 years we opted for the physical format, and this is integrated with the Good and the Beautiful Language Arts book, but it can totally be separate. It does not have, you don't have to use their language arts books to use this reading program. So the way it works is you have, there's directions to the mom inside about, how to use it, but it's super simple. At the beginning of each one, there's a little, test to kind of see where the kid is with some of the information. Now this is just beginning, but when you move into the next one, it'll have certain things they need to master before they get started with that one. But for every page where you have a lesson, okay, so this is card 1, and at the bottom, there's this blank spot, which on ours is of course covered. And when the student has mastered this page, they get to pick a sticker from the back of the book, okay? So there were 2 pages at the back of the book. We used almost all of them up. I think there was more than was needed. And my daughter got to go pick a sticker to note that she had completed that page and mastered it. So that's really nice. Very simple, small. It's achievement building though. I love it. At the top, it also always had information for the mom or dad to know, and then what to say out loud to your kids. That's consistent with the Good and the Beautiful language arts and math that we've used before. It was always script written, so it was open and go. That's how it was with these reading programs as well. So you don't have to know anything about phonics in order to teach this. It will have it out there for you. So for example, guess it's more like the later books, but it'll tell you at the top what to say out loud, and then also the principle that you need to know in order to explain it and how to explain it. So in addition to pages like this, where you're doing the phonics work, there's also sentences for the students, and they start out at the top and they go all the way down and they read the whole. I have to say, by far, this was my favorite. They somehow were able to really creatively use the words that they had been learning into these sentences. And so it was nice to see, oh, these are not just words that I'm learning, right, as from the student's perspective, but I just read a whole sentence with these principles that I've been studying. So let's go in, I'll just go into Booster B so you can see this now. So this is how it would work then, for example, with the script for you at the top, okay? So the blue would be for you, and then the black is what you're gonna say out loud. So it says, write, for example, to teach, you're gonna write L-E on your whiteboard, and then you're gonna read to the child. When L and E are together and follow a consonant at the end of a word, they make the sound ul, as in little. And then in blue again, it says, have the child tap the letters L-E on the whiteboard and say the sound ul several times. And then it will tell you things to ask. And another great thing that it has about there, so there's a small achievement at the end. There's directions to the mom for what she needs to know and what to say out loud. There's the sentences. The other thing that they have that's really great is lots of good ideas about how to practice these with little game ideas. So for example, you can write the different parts of the words out on a couple of index cards, and then they lay them out on the ground and they jump, and then they read the next card and then they jump to that one. This one at the bottom says ways to practice. Give the child a fun pointer like a curly straw or a feather to use to point to each letter as he or she says it. And then they also, in addition, have on their Good and the Beautiful app games to go along with the phonics cards. And so, and the artwork was the same. So beautiful game where you're practicing this material. There was also, starting in the first book, a small book, I think maybe 20 little books, and we bought them and cut them and folded them and stapled them ourselves. But at the bottom of the book, or at the bottom of a couple of pages, it would tell you, okay, well, you're ready to practice these principles, not only like this and not only in your pyramid, but now in a book. So this one says, have the child read the Reading Booster B book, number 16, The Stormy Night. So then you get to sit down and your beginning reader gets to read a very simple book utilizing the phonics principles that they have been working on. And of course, some are also sight words. So they will have those pages in here as well when you know that you're just gonna have to work on sight words. So here would be one, for example, sight words. The other thing they have on here, so I'll review again, the achievements and the words and the pyramids and the books and the ideas on how to practice, is when you get to the end of a section, it'll look like this and it'll say review. And you have the 6 cards that you've reviewed before this. They don't do the pyramid pages, but the other cards, and you review those 6 cards again. And if the kid still remembers each one, you check it off, and then they get to complete the maze. That was never something I did. I would have done it if she seemed like she was having struggling with some of the phonics principles, but honestly, the stickers were enough to get her excited and try to work hard so she could earn that sticker at the bottom. This principle was exactly the same in the free book, the free one, which we did for Reading Booster C. And I downloaded that onto my iPad and pulled it up, and we used it the same. I used the little edit tool to check off, and we did a little decoration in the circle in lieu of the stickers. And what was also great about the material is, you know, so Reading A has the little books. Once you got into Reading Booster B and C, they actually had, so in Booster B here you have like book 14. So you have 2 years of the little Reading Booster books, which I think one year we weren't able to get because they were out of stock. But Booster Book C was amazing because it included 2 full stories. And so instead of saying, oh, pull out, you know, reading book number 7 or reading book number 11, it was turn to this book, chapter 5. And so my daughter was patient. She had to finish a particular section of her booster books in order to go to the next chapter of the book. And so there were 2 books that went along with the 2nd grade, which would have been the Reading Booster C. That's where it's integrated. But again, you don't have to be doing the Good and the Beautiful language arts book with the booster books. But there were 2 full books that came with that. And it was so fun because there was a section for her. The words that she had learned were underlined. And then it was a different color. And it said, this is the student section to read. So she would read some, and then I would read some. And it would be multiple paragraphs or a whole page for her to read at a time. So I highly recommend the reading program from the Good and the Beautiful. This was the only reading program we utilized, and I really didn't push my daughter at all. Whatever was happening in the language arts book, whatever was happening with the booster books, that's what we did. And I didn't push kind of outside of that, and she learned to read. It was very effective. It was very effective for our family. So knowing the price point and that you can get it totally for free and use it in your family, I highly recommend it. But If you like to have the physical on you and you like the idea of the stickers, I would say the booster books are great as well. So I love these. I would say these are fantastic. And I know that as you keep going with the reading, you know, The Good and the Beautiful has books in their library as well with the certain reading levels. But, you know, we like to read. We love to read all the time. I read aloud to her. We're a big reading family. So once they get through these and the kids are just reading by themselves, it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing to watch. So I'm really, really thankful for the curriculum that we had to get us off to that great start in our homeschool experience. So I'd recommend these, and I hope that is a helpful tip for you if you're looking for a reading curriculum. All right, well, there's some buttons at the bottom you could click for me if you like the like and subscribe, and I like to do homeschooled content and encourage other moms, and I hope you have a great day.